There's nothing more humbling and inspiring
and attractive
than witnessing somebody be truly and uniquely exceptional.
Except, of course, for their journeys. Maybe it's luck.
Maybe it's genetics.
Maybe it's work ethic.
Scott and I wanted to see if we could discover what makes some of the universe's most incredible humans the successes they've become, and ultimately find out exactly how they became
so good.
So good. How did you do it? How did you do it? You're so good.
Hey, you guys, welcome to You're So Good. We are back with an amazing guest. Today's guest is an 8-year-old genius. She's a resident genius that you may have seen on the Ellen DeGeneres show. She had the periodic table memorized, could recite all of the presidents in order by age 3. I could not even speak at age 3.
Me neither.
I'm pretty sure. She has an extremely successul Instagram page that I frequently visit where she gives fun facts every Wednesday. Hi, guys. Happy Wednesday.
I've learned so much from that Instagram.
Yeah. And I haven't missed one of those. Yeah. Please welcome Brielle.
Welcome.
Say
Hi,
hi.
Brielle.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
We are good.
We're great. Brielle just gave us the most beautiful gifts. She made these unbelievable necklaces for us, each individual little stones.
Yes, we'll post a pic on our
We'll post
Instagram.
pics. We're all wearing them, including Jacob, our engineer, has a bunny on his. I have music notes.
Mark got one. Very thoughtful.
Very
That was
thoughtful.
I know. I'm like, I'm empty-handed.
Yeah.
So we kind of want to start off with a little game because games are fun.
Yes.
And it's kind of like a Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader situation. So Mark is going to ask, Rozzi and I, we're going to team up a question. And if we don't know it, you can steal it and you can answer. And then he's going to ask you a question. And if you don't know it, and I feel like you probably will, then we can steal it.
We just wanted to start with this game so everybody out there could know what we're dealing with today, the kind of genius we have in the room with us today.
All right. So we'll start with you since you're the guy.
Okay, Brielle. First question. What are the largest and smallest bones in the body, and where are they located?
So the largest bone in the body is the femur, and it's in your leg. And the smallest bone in the body is in your inner ear, and it's called the stapes.
Wow. Correct.
Amazing.
I'm glad you got that answer because
Yeah,
I did not
didn't
know that.
it.
1 point, Brielle.
1 point Brielle,
One for
0
Brielle.
Rozzi and Scott.
Yep.
Skazi.
Skazi.
Okay.
Here's a fun music question for you.
Oh, we
Okay.
might know this.
What musical note do houseflies buzz in?
Oh.
Oh, wow. I couldn't even begin to consider
Let's say it on 3.
a guess.
1, 2, 3.
B
A.
flat.
B flat. We're half a step apart. We're going to say B flat, final answer.
That is incorrect.
Incorrect.
All right, Brielle, what
you
is
can
it?
steal.
First F over middle C.
Wow.
What?
Correct.
That's very
That's
impressive.
amazing.
All right,
Thank
two
you.
All
Brielle,
right, Brielle's turn.
0 Skazi.
Yep.
Okay, back to Brielle. What do birds use to swallow their food?
Humans use their esophagus and muscles, but birds use gravity.
She's
Oh,
right.
Wow.
Oh, they just lean back and let the food.
Yes.
And let
That's
gravity do the work.
lazy of them.
So they wouldn't be able to eat in space.
Oh my God, Scott, are you a genius?
I think so.
Okay, you guys have a lot of catching up to
Yeah,
do.
it's
Okay.
3-0.
3
3-0.
points.
We're the
Brielle.
weakest link.
Okay.
Who was the first explorer to reach India by sailing around Africa?
Oof.
Oh, let me think if I can think of an explorer.
Just thinking back to 5th grade history, I'm like Lewis and Clark.
I think that was America exclusively. Wait, reach where?
To reach India by sailing around Africa.
Could it be the only person I can consider, which is Christopher Columbus?
I was going to say that, but then I was
Only
not
because it's the
gonna say
only
that.
one I have. What's the answer?
That is incorrect.
Oh, man. We are bombing y'all.
Brielle?
Vasco da Gama.
Correct.
No hesitation. Okay.
Oh my God, the confidence.
4 points, Brielle.
Ah,
Okay, this one's a little bit easier.
okay,
great.
I feel good about it.
What makes the beautiful white sand beaches in Hawaii?
Ooh, probably something with
Erosion?
volcanoes. Well, no, I feel like if it was volcanoes, it'd be black sand beaches.
Okay, but I feel like I always heard that sand is like the waves, ocean hitting a rock over and over and over again until
Erosion.
it erodes down into fine sand.
Okay.
A little bit more specific,
Okay.
possibly.
More specific than
more
erosion.
Okay, Brielle.
Actually, it's parrotfish poop.
It's
What?
fish poop?
Yes, so they eat coral, and once it finishes going through their system, it comes out, and you have your white sand beaches.
No
way.
What?
That's it.
Wow.
Brielle, you are a genius.
Okay.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We're going to see. This is kind of a hard one, Brielle.
Okay.
We'll see if you know it. What happens to your bread when you put it into the toaster?
The Maillard reaction. So the dry heat in the toaster takes out all the moisture from the bread, and the sugars mixing with the amino acid, it gives it a different flavor, and it's toast.
Jeez,
Wow.
that's
That
right.
is.
I was like, it burns.
I was
It
like,
toasts.
there's hot metal that touches the toast.
The toast. and it burns up. That's what it is.
And then it's yummy.
You know what's amazing? I think I have already forgotten everything Brielle just said. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't even remember, and you just said it.
That's very
It's
impressive.
amazing.
I don't think I've ever used amino acids in a sentence. Okay.
You have one last question
Okay,
to redeem
last chance.
yourself.
So we already definitely lost, but maybe we can
Okay,
get
we
one.
can get one. Yeah.
How was bubble wrap first used?
Oh,
That way that it was used. To
okay. I
wrap.
have two thoughts.
Okay, great.
Maybe it was like to package stuff,
Uh-huh.
or maybe it's like a fun answer where it's like it was like therapeutic to pop.
Huh. That seems really wrong to me.
Okay.
I like where you're going, Scott.
Hey, I'm just giving you options.
But Brielle,
Wallpaper.
wallpaper.
What?
Why? Wallpaper.
They would use it as well. They're just decorative. It'd be so risky to pop everywhere.
Yeah,
I
first
love it.
used.
Oh, if my wallpaper was bubble wrap, I would just be
Me rolling around on it all
poking
the
it all
time.
day.
Well,
Wow.
final score
8-0.
8-0.
Wow. Brielle, that's amazing.
And we have like 48 years
I
combined.
know. And we got nothing. 2
Wow.
versus 1.
That was so fun. Thank you for playing that game with us.
I'm going to
You're
replay this
welcome.
episode to learn some things and to blow my friends' minds with the things that I know.
That's a fun fact. Okay, we're going to get into some questions just about your life.
Where did your smarts come from? Did you get it from your mom who's sitting over here?
Well, I'm going to say yes, my mama, because she's always encouraged me to be curious and ask questions. And we've done these super cool experiments at home, and she read to me even before I could read.
Oh, that's
Oh,
amazing.
That's so sweet.
I love what you said about she always encouraged you to be curious and
Yeah.
ask questions. Because I think that's sometimes I think in a weird way, being smarter means not know, like being like, I don't know the answer to this. I want,
Yeah.
so then you have this curiosity to learn.
And all the smartest people in my life, like Kevin Alushala,
Yeah.
his main thing is stay curious all the time. And so,
Are there things that you really want to learn about that you haven't learned about yet?
Well, that one always kind of changes because what I wanted to learn about before, I did learn about.
Right.
But something that I would like to work on and get better at is playing chess because I do know how to play it and I'm learning some tricks and strategies, but I just want to learn everything about it.
oh, you're like
Oh,
the
that's-
real life Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, that's so cool. I have never played chess. So.
Oh, really? Mark and I played a
We've
couple
been playing,
times.
yeah.
Really?
We've been watching the show
We've
on
been watching
Netflix.
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, I hear it's great.
It's great. Might be a little adult for you to watch, but what do you
I
like?
was gonna say, like, what do you like about learning? Like, what makes you want to learn stuff?
Really, everything, but I really like it when somebody asks me a question and I know the answer. And even
Yeah.
more than just knowing answers to things, it makes me feel really proud of myself.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like the feeling of satisfaction, like, because you know the work that you did, you know that you had to sit down and learn it and understand it. And so then when somebody asks you, it's like you feel that like validation for getting something right that you had to work on.
It's kind of like singing. Like I feel like we
Definitely.
worked our whole life at singing. I mean, I don't know any questions to any answers, but
Yeah.
I do know how to sing. And
You
so,
also
like,
said, I don't know any questions to any answers.
that's true. Oh, answers any questions? Oh no! Oh no!
Your brain is just fried from
Yeah,
those
the-
questions.
My
It's
brain is
okay.
fried. Yeah, that game
You
was
couldn't
too
take
hard.
it.
I'm fried. Okay. What is your favorite subject in school?
Well, there's not one subject in school that I don't like, but if I had to pick, it would be science because just so many people have been helped by science, and there's questions that we don't know the answers to in the world,
Mhm.
and science can help us figure some of those answers out.
Yeah, I love that so much.
That's so true because it helps people. It's like science is not just like I'm not as smart as you. So when I was in chemistry class, I was like all these numbers and elements and everything was like overwhelming. But you're so right. Like that's medicine and that's like how we are even using these microphones. It's everything. It's so cool. I love that perspective.
Thanks, you.
I love that.
Okay, so a lot of our guests are much older than you, but you have so much life ahead of you. What are your dreams in life? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I have a ton of different dreams, but when we can do it again, I'd really like to travel to see all the places that I've read about in my books.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And when I grow up, I think I want to be an inventor, chef, author, because it is really impossible to pick one.
Yeah.
Totally.
I feel like you can do it all.
Yeah, you
That's
definitely
my
can.
instinct about you.
Definitely. Do you like to cook now?
I love cooking, and of course, I love eating as well.
Yeah,
Same. We love to eat here.
We're big eating fans.
Oh my God, so cool. So you want to be an author, an inventor, and a chef. Is there anything that you feel like hasn't been invented that you feel like we need?
Well, I'm not really sure what that might be, but I've thought about some really fun things that I could try to make in the beginning and then go into more complex towards the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So cool.
So, what would be your advice to other people who want to learn and want to become an expert in something like you are?
Just definitely do it, because it can be easy to think that something's too hard or will take too long. But if everything was easy, then it wouldn't feel as amazing when you actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can do so many things. We just have to be brave enough to try. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And even if it doesn't, that's okay if you tried your best.
At least you try. Yeah, I
Definitely.
love that so much. It is about trying. I just read something recently about how it's not always about motivation, because motivation comes and goes. It's about dedication and it's about
Yeah.
bravery.
Sticking
it's
with
like
stuff.
sticking with it and being fearless. So that is a beautiful answer. I think that's so true.
I think that's so beautiful. And I think we talk about that a lot in this podcast. Like, you know, like we've said, we have a lot of really amazing people like you who are great at something. And something they all say is they've tried and sometimes it doesn't work out, just like you said. But the theme is they get back up and they try again. And so I love to hear you say that because that's so true. What, do you ever feel discouraged? Like if you can't figure something out or if you can't memorize something, like do you ever get that feeling of frustration?
Well, I don't really get discouraged because that doesn't help if I can't remember something, and I don't want to put pressure on myself like that.
That's so
So
smart.
I think of my brain as a really big and deep file box. So
Yeah.
if I haven't looked over something in a while, it might be towards the back of the box,
Yeah.
and I might need to check the file again, but it's still there. And once I look over it, it moves back to the front of the box, and next time I go to remember it, it's easy because it's right there in front.
I love that,
Wow.
like faith in yourself, you know, like you have confidence in yourself and you're so right. Like I get really anxious sometimes. And so I'll put that pressure, like you're saying, I'll put that pressure on myself. I have to sing well, or I have to write a good song, or I have to do a good job. And it doesn't help. It just makes you nervous.
Yeah, perfectionism.
And it gets in the way. And I love what you're saying. That feels like this like confidence. You're like, it's in there. It's in the back. And my brain is big and it maybe is like at the back, but it's in there. I love that like belief in
I feel
yourself.
like all humans need to hear that.
Totally.
Don't put so much pressure on yourself. Yeah. Do you want to be my therapist?
Yeah. Be our chef and our therapist.
So is it hard for you to learn things, hard to memorize things? Do you ever get discouraged about that?
Well, it's always come pretty easily to me, and it really still does and always has. But like I said, I don't really try to get discouraged. I just try to do it,
Yeah.
and it works out. Great. If it doesn't, I do it again until it works out.
Yeah. Awesome.
Just keep trying. Okay. You'll know the answer to this because you're very smart. What is the best way people can protect themselves from COVID-19?
Well, we have just been spending a lot of time at home with just the four of us.
Yeah.
And we do miss seeing friends and our family. And that's just how you stay safe right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To us, it's more important to keep our family and other people safe than maybe to miss out on a few things, and it's not going to be forever, especially if everybody just does their part. And of
Exactly.
course, we wear a mask because it's so fun to see people's different masks because
Yeah.
sometimes they're so different
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and it can just be another cute accessory.
Yeah, it shows their
Right.
personality.
Yeah.
Exactly, like your cute bows on your hair that I love. Brielle and I have the same favorite color, purple.
Purple. I really wish everyone in America had that outlook.
Yeah, same. It's very. Maybe they'll listen to you because you're so smart. Okay, this one's kind of a funny question, but we mean it. Again, because you're so smart, everyone's dying to know what is the meaning of life? Do you have the answer, Brielle?
Because I feel like you do.
You feel like you might know.
Well, this is just my opinion, but I think it's to be with the people who makes you happy, do things that you love, and figure out ways to help other people. And there was this book that my aunt gave me when I was 3 or 4, and it's called Miss Rumphius. And in the story, Miss Rumphius grows up with 3 goals, and the third one is my favorite. It's how to make the world a more beautiful place. So whenever I think of making the world a more beautiful place, I think of figuring out ways to help other animals and people.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
that's
love
awesome.
that. Well, I feel like being an inventor is a great way to do that. So I'm so excited for you to grow up and invent things and save all of us. I feel like you're going to save the world. I think it's very possible.
I feel that way too.
Should we do our beverage moment?
Yes. All right, you guys, it's time for my sweet angel of a boyfriend / our mixologist on the show, Mark Manio, to make a drink.
Time for a drink. Made by Scott's boyfriend.
Okay, so we always describe each guest as a beverage, and Mark usually decides. And today, Mark decided
It's lemonade.
lemonade.
We think you remind us of lemonade.
because you're sweet. Everyone loves you,
and
and
everyone says that the smartest thing to do with lemons is to make lemonade. And you're so smart that we needed a smart drink.
And I wish it was purple lemonade now.
Oh.
We got pink.
Oh.
but
We got
purple.
pink lemonade for you.
Yeah.
do you want some lemonade?
Do you want some lemonade? You don't have to.
You don't have to.
Yes, please.
Okay, we have a request. We've heard you do this really amazing state capital song. And my grandma is 95 and she knows all the state capitals and she always makes me feel so stupid because I don't know all of them. And so I was wondering if you would be willing to teach us, since we're singers, we might remember it better if you can teach us a song.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
We'll give it.
Would you like the whole thing?
Well, maybe we'll just start with the beginning of it. Will you sing us the whole thing?
Oh yeah, will you perform it?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Please.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. There's Montgomery, Alabama, south of Helena, Montana. There's Denver, Colorado, and Boise, Idaho. Texas has Austin, then we go north to Massachusetts, Boston, and Albany, New York. Tallahassee, Florida, and Washington, D.C. Santa Fe, New Mexico, and Nashville, Tennessee. Elvis used to hang out there a lot, you know. Trenton's in New Jersey, north of Jefferson, Missouri. You got Richmond in Virginia. South Dakota has Pierre. Harrisburg's in Pennsylvania, and Augusta's up in Maine. And here's Providence, Rhode Island, next to Dover, Delaware. Concord, New Hampshire, just a quick jaunt to Montpelier, which is up in Vermont. Hartford's in Connecticut, so pretty in the fall. And Kansas has Topeka, Minnesota has St. Paul.
Is that it?
There's actually 2 more voices.
Oh my God, sorry.
There's in Alaska, and there's Lincoln in Nebraska. There's Raleigh out in North Carolina, and then there's Madison, Wisconsin, and Olympia in Washington, Phoenix, Arizona, and Lansing, Michigan. Here's Honolulu, Hawaii is a joy. Jackson, Mississippi, and Springfield, Illinois. South Carolina with Columbia down the way, and Annapolis in Maryland on Chesapeake Bay. They have wonderful clam chowder. Cheyenne is in Wyoming, or perhaps you'll make your home in Salt Lake City out in Utah where the buffalo roam. Atlanta's down in Georgia, and there's Bismarck, North Dakota. And you can live in Frankfort in your old Kentucky home. Salem in Oregon, from there we join. Little Rock in Arkansas, Iowa's got Des Moines. Sacramento, California, Oklahoma and its city. Charleston, West Virginia, and Nevada, Carson City. That's all the capitals there are.
Woo!
Yes. That
Oh
would
my
take me
goodness.
3 weeks to learn.
Yeah, maybe we could just learn the first maybe we give up right now. Yeah.
Maybe we call it.
After I hear you sing that whole thing, I'm like, we're never.
What's the first like 4 capitals? Like
Yeah.
the first
What's the
few
first
lines.
verse?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio. There's Montgomery, Alabama, south of Helena, Montana. There's Denver, Colorado, and Boise, Idaho.
Okay.
Texas has Austin, then
We might have to
North.
stop there. So it's Baton Rouge in Indiana, Indianapolis.
Oh, I already lost it.
Wait.
One more time. What's the first?
Baton Rouge and then
Baton Rouge,
Louisiana.
Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital
capital of Ohio. Okay, let's just do that much.
Okay.
So
I already forgot.
Baton Rouge,
Okay.
Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and
Columbus is the
Columbus is the
capital of Ohio. Yes, we're
Okay.
brilliant.
Okay, we're gonna call it there. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, and Columbus is the capital of Ohio.
Can we get pentatonics to do a arrangement of the
Oh
song?
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Brielle.
Thank you for that.
That was beautiful.
welcome.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Should we do our final 3 questions? It feels like it's going so fast.
I know. Well, your answers are so succinct, and which I always think is a sign of a smart person. They just cut to the chase.
Right.
I
yeah.
love it.
Oh, here's the lemonade.
Yes, the pink lemonade. Okay, so we ask every guest 3 questions at the end of every episode. If you don't mind, we'll ask you 2.
That's
The
good.
first one is, what does success mean to you?
Well, success, I think, is something that I'm just starting to learn about. And I think success can be big and small because we celebrate little successes all the time, like finishing a project. But I think of big success as doing something that you worked really hard on for a long time and hopefully makes you happy.
I love that.
Yeah, something that I think one thing you said a few times that I totally agree with is the feeling of working hard and then getting to feel the like reward of work. Because sometimes I think just putting in the effort and feeling the effort you did is almost like the success in of itself. Like I love
Yeah.
the feeling of working really hard all day and finally getting to go to sleep. You know, when you get to get in bed after a really long day and you're like, I deserve this
Yeah.
cozy bed because I worked so hard today.
That I made in the morning.
Yeah. Because I was productive all day.
Yeah.
I think that feeling is like, totally agree with you. That feels like success.
I love that. Our second question is, what would you tell someone who is feeling defeated or sad or discouraged?
I would tell them that it's going to be okay and hopefully way better than okay. Because we can do a lot of things. And it's just like a boo-boo. If you hurt yourself, it's not going to feel good. But guess what? The skin gets tougher and stronger. So next time you feel sad, just remember how strong you actually are.
Wow.
I just got chills.
That is so amazing.
It is just
it's
like a
true.
boo-boo.
Everything has seasons. You're going to have your sad seasons, your defeated seasons, and then you're
Yeah.
going to have your like seasons where you're upbeat and feel good about everything.
Blossoming seasons. I have this theory that like things are hardest when they're new. Like kind of like you're saying, like the first time you know, as a baby, you hurt yourself and you don't know how to fix it because you've never hurt yourself
Mhm.
before. It makes a baby like scream and cry because it's unfamiliar. But then as you get older, you're like, oh, I tripped. I know that hurts, but I know I'll be fine because I've lived it. And then you get a little older and you have a crush for the first time and you feel crazy because you're like, what is this feeling? And then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I know this. It's not going to kill me. And so as life goes on, I feel like when you experience something uncomfortable for the first time, it's so much harder. And once you live through it, just like you're saying, like your skin gets tougher, you
Yeah.
learn that you're going to be okay and you can handle it. And it prepares you for the next, challenge ahead of you. So
Exactly. And being comfortable with being uncomfortable is like a skill that everyone needs to learn.
totally.
Because I'll start learning, like, this is a weird example, but a pentatonics arrangement, and it'll be so overwhelmingly tough at first that I'm
Yeah.
like, there's no way I'm ever learning
Right,
this.
right.
But then you spend hours on it, and then
Right.
it slowly but surely becomes familiar. And
That's how I feel like learning Ariana Grande riffs, trying to sing them.
You're like, this
but
is not
I'll
happening.
never do this. Yeah.
All right, do you want
Um,
to say the last question?
Okay, yes. So our last question, we usually ask people for gossip, but we know that you're so smart, so we know that you know that we shouldn't be gossiping. So
Yeah.
instead, we just want to ask you what your favorite memory with Ellen is. Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh my goodness, that's a really hard question. I have so many great memories.
Yeah.
Aw.
Can I do top 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say making videos with Sesame Street because I have a ton of fun with the characters.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So fun.
And the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, it was really fun getting to be able to walk with that balloon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very cold.
It was pretty cold, but it was still so much fun. And I know how special the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is.
Mhm.
And I felt really happy to be actually a part of it.
Yeah.
That's so cool. What an
cool.
honor.
And I'd also say the giving Ellen a check for her wildlife fund with the money I had raised by making my rock necklaces.
Oh. Is that the ones
Which-
you gave us today?
Which is the one she gave us today.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
So you raised
beautiful.
up some money for her fund by making some necklaces?
Yes, we sold them, and then I was able to give it to her for her wildlife fund. And she's given me so many awesome opportunities, and it felt the best to be able to give back something too.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
That is so beautiful. It's so cool that in your short 8 years of life, you've already genuinely changed the world in so many ways and
Yeah.
inspired so many people. That's
and you
beautiful.
you get it. You know what's important. I think clearly you have really good parents, and you know like that what it matters is putting the work in and then giving back when you can. And you were saying that success is doing what you love and working really hard. I'm like, I want to have your whole perspective on
You're like
everything.
an 8-year-old Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Exactly right.
If Brielle's solving COVID, I
Yeah, I have a feeling.
I have a
You're going to
feeling.
invent whatever solves COVID. It's going to be Brielle. Is there anything else you want to tell anybody? Anything you want to share? If not, don't worry about it because you said plenty. But what's your Instagram? Do you know it?
At Brielle, right?
Yes.
At Brielle. Okay.
Brielle.
It's my favorite Instagram account.
Oh, yeah.
I learned so much.
Happy Wednesday.
And how cool are you? Again, I just want to point out, you get it. You don't even care about Instagram. You know everything, but you don't know your Instagram handle. I love it.
I know.
That's the way it should
That's kind
be.
of profound.
Yeah. Okay, amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Brielle, for doing this.
For
This
teaching
was
us so much.
Teaching us so much. And this
You're
was such a
welcome.
special episode. I can't wait for everyone to hear this.
Like I said, in the very beginning before we started, this podcast is all about people who are amazing at things and finding out how they got amazing. And I feel like in a lot of ways, this episode distills down all the things we talk about in the clearest, most simple, direct way. And everything you said is so profound. So thank you
Yes, I
for
learned
being on. You're so good.
All right. Thank you guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
I